Canon just introduced the EOS Webcam Utility Pro. Today I'm going to show you an alternative at probably half the cost. Let's check it out. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for once again joining me for tea time. Today we have a little bit of focus. That is it. Nice and clean. Really good. Really good. Hope you're joining me with your cup of tea, maybe a cup of coffee, hanging out, talking tech, talking photo, talking video. Today is a photo tech-y kind of day, maybe even video. Let's just combine all three into one. Today we're going to be talking about Canon, and they released an update to their EOS webcam utility. Now, I talked to you guys about this many months ago during the whole pandemic nonsense, right? And I said, this is a really good utility if you want to connect any of your Canon cameras to your computer and use your good camera instead of a webcam as a webcam. And the utility had some problems, let's say. It would work and not work, and then it would only do 720p, and then only 30 frames, and then sometimes it would just do kind of odd stuff. Anyways, Canon ended up coming out with an update to it. And what they are trying to do is to get onto the subscription bandwagon. We know that companies just love subscriptions, just like Adobe. We did a whole piece on them just a couple of days ago. Adobe just loves subscriptions. Well, Canon now, once again, is getting into that subscription market as a means to be able to get you on board and then hook you in perpetuity. So you're paying monthly forever. And this happens all the time. How many of you guys out there know every subscription that you're currently into? How many subscriptions you're currently paying for every month? I know sometimes I lose track. I'll literally spend, usually towards the end of the year, we're getting November now, by December, right around that time, I will start going through all of my subscriptions and just weeding them out. Anything that I don't need, I'll just delete. Anything that I want to carry on into the next year, I'll keep. So I would suggest you guys do the same thing. I think it is something really good to do. Matter of fact, I just saw on TV, there was some kind of like new program where you can get like an app and then it will find your subscriptions for you. And if you want to delete them, you just hit a button and it just does it for you. Some craziness. It's like another cottage industry. Anyway, so I want to get into this a little bit with you. But before I do, I want to say that if you haven't downloaded any of my ebooks as of yet, go check them out. They are 100% free. Go to JCristina.com/books. Once again, JCristina.com/books. Also, if you like this video, even in the least, please consider throwing it a thumbs up. That'd be great. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel as of yet, please consider doing so and then click this little button over here. So when I go live or when a new video comes out, you will be notified of it immediately. And if you just want to say thank you, as always say, YouTube gave us this thank you button down there. Thank you, YouTube. If you click that, you can say thank you by giving $1 or $2, but even better, become a member of the channel. We would love to have you here. So let me just jump right into this. And I went over to their website, Canon's website, to just get some of the information on this. So I'm going to read through some of it with you. But then I want to give you my commentary on it. And I want to get your thoughts, which is more important than my commentary. So in the comment area below this video, put your thoughts. Let me know what you think about this. Is this something that you would use? So it says, make genuine high-quality connections right from your home with this easy-to-use plug-and-play webcam alternative. Turn your Canon camera into a remote setup that can help enhance the way you learn, do business, educate, and connect with your family and friends online. And they have a video. Maybe I'll run this video in the background so you can kind of see it. It's kind of cheesy, but I wouldn't expect anything more from Canon. That's just what they do. I am a Canon shooter, but I don't really care. I'm shooting a Sony over here. I got a Canon over there. I have all kinds of cameras. I'm kind of eclectic when it comes to cameras. I'll use just about anything. So this is the EOS Webcam Utility Pro. And what it says here for features, it says works with more of your favorite streaming applications, compatible with Windows 10 as well as Windows 11, compatible with Mac OS 12, 11, 10, as well as Apple Silicon Macs. Now compatible with over 40 Canon cameras. That's really good because before there was only a certain number of Canon cameras that were compatible that you could use this application with. Now there's a lot more, 40. I like that. Also, it says lets you record internally while streaming. That's really good. And finally, it says enjoy free webcam use, subscribe to unlock all features. And this subscription is really what we want to talk about here, because nothing has changed unless you get the subscription. And when you get the subscription, there is a lot of things that change. Now, before the end of this video, I want to give you an alternative to this. And that is kind of my meat and potatoes here, right? This is what I'm trying to explain to you guys. The same thing as I do with the Life After Adobe Cutting the Cord series that I put together. If you haven't seen that, go check out that playlist, Life After Adobe Cutting the Cord. It shows me cutting the cord with Adobe, 100%, every machine deleted of Adobe products, and then I brought on alternatives. And I took you down that path with me. And I showed you which ones were great alternatives at the time for specific Adobe packages. Doesn't matter which one it is, because I have an alternative for every one of them. So anyways, I'm going to give you an alternative to this subscription, as well as this kit that you need to buy. And I'll get into that in just a second. Now, as far as the cameras, I'm going to bring up a list of all the cameras here so you can see it. But it's the 1D series all the way to the 5D, 6D, 7D, 77, the 70s, as well as the 80Ds, 90Ds. And then you have all of the other M series, the M50, the M50 Mark II, the M6, the R. Matter of fact, right now I'm shooting with an R over here, so I'm glad it accepts it. Also the R3, the R5, the R6, the R7, the R10, the RA, the RP, and then all of the Rebels. It doesn't matter which one. The SL1, 2, 3, the T5, the T6, the T7, T8, T100. So they're all here and accounted for. So if you have any of those cameras, you can basically turn that camera into a high quality webcam with this software. Now remember, the software is free, but if you want all the added niceties, you're going to pay a subscription fee for it. And it gives us a list here of all the things. I'm not going to read through all of them. There is a ton here. I'll kind of highlight a few of them that pop out to me. Number one is the user custom scenes. That feels very OBS-esque. Let's call it, where you could have different scenes. It says you can have multiple scenes here, and then you could switch from scene to scene to scene. That is very cool if you're doing a live stream and you have different scenes already designed, let's say put together. You just hit a button and you switch to them. All right. That's what we do whenever I do a live. I have OBS set up and I have a stream deck, and I can just push a button and switch scenes. Now, this does give you this capability. Also, a major advancement here is the ability to use multiple cameras. So you could connect up to 5 cameras and then switch between them. Now, before it was only 1 camera and that was it. So 5 cameras is a big thing. Also, it will allow you to do wireless connecting of your camera. So you don't have to have the wires stuck into your USB and running off that. Now, I don't know how fast that's going to be. Supposedly, it should be able to handle 60 frames per second, but I don't know. Now, talking about 60 frames per second. Before, you could only do 30 frames per second, but with this added features, let's say, as that subscription model, you'll be able to do 60 frames per second, and you'll also be able to do 1080p instead of only 720. The one other thing that pops up to me that I think is really great is you have full control over all of your camera settings right from your computer. Right? It has this control from UI feature. Before, you could do a couple of little things, but now you have complete control over your camera, from your ISO to your aperture to everything, right? So that is really cool to be able to have that control over it. And it makes sense that you would, because remember, this is a Canon application that is using Canon cameras as a webcam. So if it didn't give you full, complete control over the camera, I think you would definitely have missed the target here, but it does give you that functionality. So that's really great. Multiple camera support, I think, is great. 1080p is fantastic compared to 720. And then once again, 60 frames per second compared to 30 frames per second is awesome. And that's what a lot of people are looking for in these things. Now, how much is it, Joe, right? What am I going to pay for it? Well, you need to buy a kit to begin with. You really don't, but they want you to buy this EOS webcam accessory starter pack. And they have these starter packs for different systems. You'll see that there's 3. One is for the RP, the other one is for the M series, and then the last one is for your Rebel. Now, the price, as you can see, was $160. Now it's $130. Now, what are you getting? Well, not really too much. You're getting your connector that goes from your camera to your computer, and then you're also getting a fake battery that you stick into your camera, and that powers it through AC. And that really is something that everyone should be doing. If you're going to be using a camera like I am right now, it should be on AC, so you don't have to worry about the battery dying while you're recording. So I have AC on this one, I have AC on that one, and I don't have to worry about them dying before that 30-minute time period is up. Now in the Canon EOS R here, we do have a 30-minute limit, whereas the Sony here, there is no limit. I can keep on recording forever. So this is your starter kit. Let's call it 130 bucks. Well, that's good. Well, the problem is there is a subscription that is involved. And there's two different ways to get the subscription. Number one, you could pay $50 outright, and that covers you for the whole year. Or you could pay $5 a month, so that comes to 60 bucks. So you end up saving, let's call it 10 bucks if you go for the full year in comparison to paying monthly. For me, if I was to try this, I would go monthly, and if I liked it, then sign up for a year. I wouldn't want to sign up for a year and now just give them all of my money and say, oh, hopefully I like it. And if I don't like it, now you're out the 50 bucks. Don't do that. Start out monthly and then go to the yearly if you want to do so. Now, what I was telling you at the beginning is I wanted to show you an alternative to this. So think about this. You need $130 for that package to begin with, right? Your kit, let's call it. And then you need, let's say $50 would be your cheapest amount if you go for the year for the yearly subscription to have all of these niceties, as I call them. So you're looking at a total of $180 for a year and then $50 every year after that. Okay. Well, I put together a little list of things that I would buy to replace this, and it is extremely cheap. All right. So number one, you need to have power. And if you buy a Canon power adapter for any of these cameras, it doesn't matter what it is. It could be a Rebel, it could be your M series, or it could be an R series. They're expensive. They got $100 or more. So instead, what I do is I go over onto Amazon and I take a look at all of the different units that are available that will power my cameras. And I found a couple that are absolutely awesome. And these are the ones that I've been using for a long period of time for all of my cameras, all of my Canon cameras, and they're still there with a ton of star ratings. So I'm going to put that power adapter into the description as well as the pinned comment. So if you want to get that, you can, but check it out. It's 25 bucks, guys. It's $25. All right. Super cheap, super reliable. Like I said, I've been using them for years. Okay. The other thing is we need to have that cable. Well, instead of using a USB cable, right, as way they want you to do it or do it wirelessly, I don't really like that as much. All right. So what I do is I buy a Canon EOS R, for example, if I'm going to use this camera, and I'll buy the HDMI cable that goes from the camera into an HDMI capture card. Well, the cable costs 10 bucks and the capture card costs 38 bucks. Okay, very, very cheap. Now, of course, there's a lot more expensive products out there, but these are the ones that I've been using for a long time. Now, of course, I have the more expensive ones too, but during a period of time, I was testing a lot of these HDMI capture cards. I probably brought in about 8 or 9 of them, and I found this one to be the absolute best. It was 38 bucks. It did 4K, reliably 4K, no stutter, no tearing, no garbage. 4K 60p, and it shot it all through USB 3.0. So what do we come up with here? You end up with the Canon power adapter, which is 25 bucks. You end up with an HDMI cable for 10 bucks. And then finally, you have your HDMI capture card that is $38. So you're looking at a total of about 73 bucks. Let's call it 75. $75 will get you everything that Canon wants to give you with no subscription. That's it. It's as easy as that. So instead of 180 bucks to get started, let's say with your year and then of course your kit, for 75 bucks, you end up with everything. And then you can go and use OBS Studios for free. And that's what I do. And I've been using that for years and years and years and years, and it works out fantastic. So that would be my suggestion to you. as an alternative to what Canon is trying to sell you here, just like Adobe does, through a subscription model, whereas once again, you're paying in perpetuity forever, which we don't really want to do we? So anyways, guys, I hope you find this interesting and maybe even helpful. And once again, all of these links will be put into the comment area below this video, a pinned comment, as well as in the description. So if you want to go check those out, like I said, $73 and you'll have everything to be able to live stream or be able to do, for example, a Zoom meeting or any type of conference call, but in high quality, right? All the way up to 4K if you want people to see your face in 4K. But either which way, you'll just look more professional in comparison to everyone else that are just using a webcam and it just looks complete shites. All right? So this is my suggestion to you. Once again, if you enjoyed this video, please consider throwing a thumbs up. That would be awesome. And as I said before, if you haven't subscribed as of yet, subscribe. Why not, right? Hit the subscribe button and then click this little button over here so when I go live and when a new video comes out, you'll be notified of it immediately. And finally, head over to my website, JCristina.com, where you can find all the photography tools I've invented for you and me over the years, and hopefully there's something there that you might like. And if there is, please pick it up and support me and my family. That's it, guys. I'm out of here for yet another vlog. Many blessings to you and your family. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you in the next one. Love you all.